Yo, what's good, everyone? I'm Renaissance the Poet. Welcome to my abode. Going to do a piece for y'all today. It's called Static Evolution. Static evolution was begun to end, and no path will lend. A single red cent saves the path that the fall was meant. Though at a point it will bend, make loop and resend. Energy back to the point it began. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Our karma set forth, what we doeth we must. We must or it kills us, but kill us it must. Because our time was spent exhausting the vent, and thus the lender that lent, the owning of debt, the blessing of breath, has made an investment and expects what's been pent to flood in the scent of prophets. Prophetically vised, division revised, rewritten, comprised, assorted, devised, and neatly surmised and categorized. Store your prize, but our demise was quite simply put a token to all that which has been spoken. Now back at the fulcrum, that balance of power was stolen. Less like to be lived and was told him. A promise unfilled with action to build and be chosen, then woven into every concern explosive. The tongue is a powerful weapon, both cursings and blessings, creating a mess in the mind and the body with soul. Just nobody knows it. Thought that road would be golden, but loathed in a cold-hearted notion. Holding back the truth of emotion, the channels now frozen and swollen. But at some point in the life of a poet finds himself in a rut, complacent, grown stagnant, erase it from memory where times went. A record that's a record that's a record that's a record that's scratched, reliving a phrase it cannot see past, is the same as a rider who's taxed on his ass. Vexed on a topic, acute macroscopic, translucent the answer, no power to stop it. The logic unsound, it could be psychotic, playing the record on the record on the record on scratch till I've got it. The feeling on top of is nearly narcotic, searching through bones on optic atomic, vibration symphonic, revealing the object is not to exist on the plane of our sight yet. Which brings us full circle to the point where it's chronic. Now a poet may quit when faced with his onset, an onslaught of dead ends that's still not gone yet. But like a good writer, the depth of a subject is seen as a challenge to subvert an E-rep. It's almost a precept to learn from the last set, come to conclusions, assimilate knowledge. In the midst of the wreckage, as record skips messages, these hopeless of questions can fill in the vestige, the poet's intentions to finish the best writs. Your life continues to push right on forth, not waiting for us to make it all work. See, dreams are the theme, but that Garden of Eden is a mystical theme, and the city Atlantis is the grandest landmass, is to be sought and not to be seen. Outlandish. But all that I mean is the reach is at hand with. Should I choose it, I'd have it. But somewhere we get lost thinking our dreams are forsaken, and what cumbersome damage has surfaced and landed, what troublesome stanzas has wrecked with this havoc is that the left and the right are now faceless. And though they still hold the spaces in our minds, should we take them when we know they're unanimous, inanimate ends are devoid of profitable options and they leave a poet stuck, lacking homeostasis? For this day and age ain't far from the places of ancient, not far from the slave ship that whipped the Cajun. These cases are no longer adjacent to these days. At minimum wages, they are the same shit. Can't escape this tasteless pace of changes, aimless phrases, written phrases, dead in silence, biased ages, wasting souls pent. And this waste is piled on shoulders, pounding, hold up, nowhere right to turn left. I can't escape this spaceship. No, I don't belong here. But how to get a hold of those gods I know are up there, I don't know yet. See, dreams are fading quick, from traces to traceless. I chase this end to its endless ends, and I find myself there. The unstoppable force tunneling through that immovable object, and I thought to stop it. Forgotten prophets, reliving topics, stethoscope to chest harmonics. You see, the heart is, of course, the hardest instrument to tune and mimic, but once it's accomplished and accomplished with lyrics, a story unfolds and fades into focus. The laborious journey of a poet whose gunstick on projects and sees it through to its finish, no matter how long it's a project's importance. You see, there is an end to the wastings of a writer's frustrations, where those frustrations are exchanged for a day's pick in the orchards of genius, where all meanings are found, statements are sound, and an era of questions given some closure, as a linear thought is now known to be round, for it begins where it ends, and ends where it begins, and thus is my static evolution. Now, to give you a brief recap on what that's about, I have two forms of writer's block. One form is where I sit down and nothing hits the page. And the other one is where I write the same topic over and over and over again. And you mix that up with going through life and doing the same thing over and over again and not getting anywhere, and you end up with a writer's static evolution. I'm Renaissance the Poet. Thank you for visiting my channel.
What, YouTube action?